Welcome back to our channel and another episode of working on our storage shed, converting it from an empty box into a studio / food storage pantry. In the previous episode I began drywalling but did not finish. Today's episode picks up right where I left off. In the last video I left you guys off not really knowing if I was going to drywall the entire building or not. Well, as you just saw, I decided to. Several of you convinced me, and I convinced myself because I know Sam pretty well, and Sam would not do it again if he doesn't do it now. If that doesn't make any sense. Sam will not do it in the future if he doesn't make himself do it now. So, this is Sam making Sam do the job and finish the job. What you can see behind me is our storage side of the building, and it is a mess and full. It's much more full than the other side because honestly, everything that was over here has been moved behind me. So we get to play whatever those little games were as a kid, like a plastic puzzle. You got to move a piece to then move another piece to get a piece moved. Yeah, we got to do the exact same thing here now. So let's just hop into it and see how much we can get before it gets too dark or becomes quitting time. So I'm going to take all of this stuff and put it somewhere so I can put this big piece of MDF back there against the wall.
I think you could have put it outside maybe.
Well, I don't want to put much outside because we're supposed to get a lot of rain possibly tomorrow because of a big storm coming. So I'd rather just leave it in here. We'll see.
There's going to be a lot of rain.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm just wheeling you around, huh? Tin on wheels. Okay. Look, Isaac. This is 300 pounds.
Just throw it on outside.
Yeah, it's going to the workshop.
Yeah, tentacles going like.
Yeah, they are. Holding monster.
Now he's going to sleep to get most of the mess.
Wish I had a dustpan. Do you know where one is? Does Mommy have one in the soap shed?
Yeah, I think I'll try and find it.
Thank you. All right. Here, I'll Here, I'm gonna hand you these. Put them up there on the wall. See those metal clamps on the ground? I need those, please. Thank you. So stay right where you are. This is 80 pounds. This is really heavy. It's heavier than you are.
Oh. Is that going to go on top?
Yep. This is about 45.
Oh. Those are way heavier.
Yes, very heavy.
Upside down. Now guys, if that shelf fell, it would make a huge mess.
All right. Well, I'll try not to knock it over.
Well, I'll just start taking stuff off. And then take it apart.
Well, it might be what I wish I'd done.
Better be careful. Some of that stuff could fall on his head. That's good fish.
1632.48. If we do one more sheet, I'll do one sheet there, and I'll put this against the wall.
Good. And you will have to make like a little square for the end of that.
Yeah. What happened to your eye? You got scratched.
I don't know. Is it this one?
Yeah. They're from a bear.
No.
Fought a bear. That's all he did. Should have seen the other guy.
I would have put it behind that wall.
Hey, what have you got? You got a bow? Like for real? Let me see it. Bring it here. You got one too? No way.
Sweet berries and jam.
Sweet berries and jam, huh?
I know I love jam.
Sweet. Sweet berries and jam.
I'm trying it out.
Hang on, I'm looking at it.
I know how to use
Cool.
it.
Real arrows? Like seriously? What? Cool. Let's go try it out. We got the archery bag. Here, I'll do this. I'll do this.
Oh, Isaac, here's your 2 arrows.
There's 2 here for him.
No, we each get 4.
Oh, wow.
There's
Mommy bought extras?
yeah, 2 extra.
Alright, well, hey, let's stop working in here. This is boring. I think it's a pretty good stopping point for tonight. I got all the drywall in. I bought 8 sheets of 1/2 inch, which is the stuff I use for the walls, and 2 sheets of 3/8, which is the stuff I use for the roof, or the ceiling. Hopefully that's enough to finish. I'm pretty confident that's enough 1/2 inch to finish. The ceiling is going to be maybe. I might get there. But I wanted to see how far I would get instead of buying too much and having to take it back to the store or something. So I was able to get one piece over here on this wall. That went pretty smooth. This one here was a little bit of a pain. Whoever framed the building, the company that made it, they messed up their stud spacing there. So I had to choose whether to leave a gap here and end up on the stud this whole length, or close the gap and have no support behind this edge. Obviously you can tell what I chose. So I get to put a filler piece right there. It's the kind of stuff you run into when you don't build a structure, or sometimes when you still build it yourself, that it's just one of the things you got to work through. By doing the full support on the left, I don't have to worry about that joint ever cracking and moving or being an issue. And up here above the door, that is a stud right behind it. It's just not perfectly lined up to attach this edge, so it'll be fine to cut a filler piece. It'll be perfectly fine. You'll never notice it, see it, and it'll be perfectly strong. So perfectly fine, perfectly strong. So not too bad for a couple hours here in the evening. I think it's a good stopping point, because really the next step is to start emptying out all this stuff, cutting my really difficult cut pieces again, and it's not always best to do that at the end of the night when you're tired. So see you guys in the morning. Catch you on the flippity flop. So it's not very often that we'll publish a video in the middle of a project and have time to have everyone comment and then have those comments to ingest before we start the next step. This, however, is one of those times. So in the first video that I published about doing the drywall, I put 3/8 drywall on the ceiling, and a handful of people told me, you messed up. You're supposed to put the thicker stuff on the ceiling. I didn't know that. So I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to buy 5/8 for the other half and it mismatch. What I'm going to do is back up and punt. So the issue, as I understand it, is that the 3/8 drywall can sag over time, especially when the roof rafters are in 24" on center. So my options are to take it all down and put 5/8 up in its place, or risk it / put something in place that may help prevent the issue. I think I'm going to go with option 2. I have thought about it a little bit, and I think just getting some maybe 1x4 wood strips, putting them this way over top of the drywall will keep it from sagging. Yeah, it's going to look kind of ugly. It's not going to be a smooth finish, but again, remember the use of the space and everything. I think having the wood slats up there is actually going to be a little bit beneficial. I'll be able to hang some lights for the studio aspect, and then over here probably hang some lights as well for the boys clubhouse, which we are pretty sure is going over there, and just, you know, use it in general. I'm not sure if I'll do the wood slats right away or if I'll kind of watch it and keep an eye on it. Knowing me, I'll probably watch it and keep an eye on it, but that's my idea, at least for now. I'll put some strips up there to help mitigate and prevent the sagging, and just use this as a lesson to learn from. Maybe you as well can learn from it that apparently 3/8 drywall is not intended for the ceiling. 5/8 is what you want to use for your ceilings. Bow. Man. Smash that corner up. Well, it is what it is.
So you got the bugs you have to set up?
Yeah, mosquitoes were getting me, so I figured I'd get them back. Here's a trick I've used a few times, but I don't think I've explained yet. In this case, I forgot or didn't mark my studs, but they should be 16 inches on center, as long as I don't interfere with the window. I hope I don't do that. But an easy way to get around this, if you know your stud spacing, just hold your tape measure up at a joint where you know a stud is, go over 16 inches and put a screw. I seriously think that's where the window is. So Looking over there to the other side of the window, how high it is. I'm gonna go above it and hope that this is good. Miss. Well, it's a sound tactic if the wall studs are correct. So you're halfway there. Oh, good gracious. All right, let's see if in the event this one is the weird spacing, which it was. Remember the gap above the door? Ah, so it's probably here, but if I don't know that for sure, or I don't want to put more holes in the drywall, I'll just measure from the left stud over and see where 32-inch lines up. It's right below those holes that I put in. Okay, at this point, it's a guessing game. Good luck. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Sam from the past put pencil marks on the floor. He forgot he did that. Thanks, Sam from the past. So if I line it up, making sure to get out of the way of the window. Right there. Ah, thanks a lot, Sam. I appreciate that. As I work my way around to the shelving side of the building for drywall, I'm running into some hurdles. So I want to show you what I've come up with. Here I have the shelves that have been pre-built. They were built with the shed and they are attached to the wall studs. My problem I'm running into is I need to put some drywall right here. It's going to be floating area. The other problem I'm having is this wall stud is not perfectly aligned with the drywall I put up. So my idea to fix that solution or address it is to fish this 1x4 back behind the edge of these shelves, attach them to the shelves, and then give myself a nailer of sorts to attach the drywall to. This should support the drywall around the lips of the shelves as well as the sections in between and keep everything pretty well stable, secure, and hopefully keep the drywall from getting busted apart. An added benefit of that 1x4 is it adds support to the front parts of the shelves, which are otherwise floating. So cool. 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 problems, 1 board. I don't know if I mentioned this in this video or the last one, but this is a look at the T-square I've been using to cut drywall. It is called the RockRipper. It's made by Johnson. This is not just a T-square, but it's got all these little holes in it all the way down the increments, and it allows you to easily score and cut drywall to exactly what you need. This is very good for wobbly arms or just in general. This makes it a lot easier. It's one of those tools that I actually saw one of our viewers who we've become friends with on Facebook, saw that she posted it and tagged her husband. It intrigued me. I looked into it and well, you sold me on it. I'm glad I got it. It has been very handy in here and has really been one of those things that you think is a gimmick at first, but it ends up being really useful for drywall at least. Guess who forgot that walls have bottom plates, and he was going to just let this go beyond because there's no drywall corner nailer. Well, guess who now gets to crawl on the floor at the very bottom corner of the shed and cut out the drywall so he can get around the bottom plate? This guy. Ha ha ha! Victory! It wasn't easy, but I'm glad that I did it that way. On to the next! I have reached the milestone that the walls are completely done. Minus the loft, little short walls, but we're not talking about that. The walls are completely drywalled. Phew! That took a couple of days. Took a couple of work sessions here. A lot of noggin scratching, especially wrapping around these shelves. That was negative fun, but it is done. And that is a little bit fun. So it's been a couple of days since the last time I worked on the drywall. I had to shoot the video for Blue Eddy, the power station review video, which that meant this whole area of the building had to be cleaned out. Everything got put over there, but now all that stuff needs to come back over here because that's the area of the drywall I need to finish. So it's pretty annoying. Actually, it's really annoying. And it makes it so I don't really want to do this, but I just need to get it done and just be done with that part. So what I'm going to do first is get out the scaffolding, roll it out here, go ahead and do the section of the ceiling that I'm able to very easily reach without taking but just one little light down and not moving anything. Get that done. Probably put some lights back up because it is kind of dark in here. And then I'll move on down towards the loft and hopefully just try and push through it and get it done. Is this where I say let's go? Okay, yeah, let's go. Haven't mentioned yet that I hate this. That one piece took 11.5 minutes, and the first time I put it up there it was crooked, so I had to take it down and redo it, and that meant it's got all sorts of problems and whatever. Just sharing my pain with the only other people who are in here. Hey, look who decided to join us here in the storage shed.
Me!
Me is here. We have me.
Me.
Yep. I guess that's it. I just want to make a big deal about you having the free time to come out and help.
For now. For a little bit. I'll see what I can do.
I'll take what I can get. Well, I've run out of 3/8 drywall, and that's the next piece, or that's the part that I need to finish before I can put those gable ends up for the wall. So I guess that means I'm done for today. Since it's about 6:30 or so, I'm gonna go ahead and take the truck, and Angela and the boys will go to the store, pick up 1 sheet of drywall, probably see if I can twist her arm into getting dinner while we're out. Hey, she doesn't have to cook that way, right? It's a win-win. And we'll probably pick this back up tomorrow. So there you go. This is horrible. It's like the longest, never-ending project ever, and I'm so sorry, but I don't know how to make it go faster. Okay, bye. Well, as I hobble in here to you guys, I can let you know that it's actually been about 3 days since the last time you saw me working up there on the scaffold. I flared up my heel spur, Achilles tendon, plantar fasciitis, that whole area of my foot. So I've not been able to walk for the past 2 days, and today I'm just barely able to get around. Just barely. I don't know that I can really say that and just leave it at that. So I do have heel spurs. I've seen foot specialists. I've seen several doctors about it, and they all pretty much tell me it's one of those things you really got to learn how to not aggravate it, and needs to be fixed through physical therapy rather than surgery. So I'm working on the physical therapy part. It's just whenever I do things I shouldn't do but I want to do, apparently I really pay for it for about 3 to 4 days later. For 3 to 4 days solid later. While I was spending my time not being able to walk, I did some more reading and research and everything on the fact, and I decided to spend money but not spend money. I definitely took advantage of Amazon's try before you buy feature, and I have about 4 different pairs of work boots on their way. I looked up on, the best work boots for heel spurs, best work boots for plantar fasciitis, and the top 5, I kept seeing several that were in my price range and that I liked, so I went ahead and did 4 of them. We'll try them out and see which ones fit. I'm also going to look into getting some orthotic or foot inserts, the little pads that go inside your shoes. I'm looking at getting some of those as well. So while that's not really related to drywall, it is something that happens real life, and honestly has really killed productivity for 3 to 4 days solid. And it'll probably kill productivity through today and probably tomorrow as well. So not to leave you guys hanging for even longer, because I did that short video on Wednesday saying, hey, look, drywall, yay. Well, not to leave you hanging and actually fulfill that goal, I will at least give you guys this video. You can see I've almost got the drywall done. The only thing left to do is the end wall of the loft up there. That's probably going to be 3 pieces. And then the 2 smaller little thin strips for the ceiling. We did go to Home Depot, did get more drywall. I got to use the truck. It was the first time taking the truck for anything large at the hardware store, and it was awesome just to slide a full sheet of drywall on the truck bed, close up the tailgate, close the cover on the truck top, and just leave it. It's actually been there as well for several days. So that's nice. It is very cool to have that option and that ability now, and not have to wrangle utility trailer and, well, how's the weather look, and is the weather going to blah blah blah. And so that was just very nice. It was very nice considering by the time I got home that same day, I told Angela, I said, well, I think I've probably done it in on my foot again. So outside of drywall, everything's looking pretty good in here. I definitely hate having to work around all the stuff that's in this building, doing the drywall. That is a big pain, but it is what it is. There's nowhere else to put it, and it's just kind of one of those things we gotta kind of work around. Let me get something, hang on. So as I round out my drywall video here, I do want to mention this RockRipper tool. I've used it a lot more than I ever thought I would. So it's a very good tool. I would recommend it. It is something that does take a little bit of, I wouldn't say learning curve, but a little bit of practice to get the hang of putting the knife blade in here and not holding it here so much, but you want to hold it on the edge. So that takes a little bit of practice. But other than that, it's a really handy tool. And whenever you get it right and get into the swing of things, it gives nice clean cuts and saves a lot of time. You don't have to measure, mark with a pencil, draw a straight edge, then cut. You basically just use this to measure, draw your line, well, cut your line, and then you're done. So I definitely think this is a tool that's worth getting. I've enjoyed it. And so of course there'll be a link to it down below. Additionally, the scaffolding, remember in the first video I said I don't know if I want to put it up, blah blah blah. I'm really glad I did. It has been very useful in this building for this kind of project, and will be extremely useful for other projects, yes, our home, later on down the road. So once we're done with the drywall in here, after everything's been finished and painted, I'll take it apart and go store it probably in my workshop area, or possibly in one of our carport storage tent things we got back there. Probably store it back there so it's out of the weather, but not in my way too. Outside of the land of drywall, which you've been in here with me, Angela's been making soap. She's been working on building up her holiday soaps. They have to cure for like a month, so she's always got to plan ahead to say, well, now it's October 15th. If I make it today, November 15th is when it'll be ready. And so she's already starting to do, I think, what she calls her holiday soap scents. They're things that are kind of Christmassy kind of scent soaps. So she's been working on that. And I do realize you guys miss her in our videos. While this has not really been any fun, and it's not been a two-person job type big renovation thing, I have made her promise that she'll make an appearance when it comes time to tape and mud the joints of the drywall and everything, because honestly, she's better at that than I am. I don't think we'll get any guarantees that she's going to take over and finish the job, but if she can at least step in, maybe she can give me some of her pointers, and likewise give you guys some pointers. That'd be kind of fun, right? Yeah. Regardless, it'd be fun to not just be in here by myself, just living the drywall dream more than I already have. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. If you got any questions or comments, you guys know what to do. Leave them for us down below. Otherwise, take care, and we'll see you guys next time on the homestead. Hobble Man out. It's a bright face. No, it's not a bright face, but it's a bright, bright place. God, on my toes. Next time, just let it fall. Hey, here's my face. Great, there's the face. Lock it.